Hello everybody and welcome back to Chocolate's Chocolate Designs. My name is Laura. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day. Alright, I've got quite the project planned out today. I've been working on this for a couple of hours, getting everything together in my head. And so if you would like the supply list that has all of the things that we're going to use tonight sent right to your messenger, please, in just a second, what happened to my thing? Y'all, somehow I'm missing the entire thread. Oh my gosh. In just a minute, I'm going to give you a keyword that you can type in there. When you type in that keyword, then you're going to get that list of supplies from me with all the things, you guys. Now, I'll tell you right now, links are not in there. And for this particular one, I had so many different items, I could not provide links because I do have a character limit that I have to stay within on that chat function thing. But the places that I got everything is listed. You'd be able to find it there, or at least you should be able to if you wanted to. All right. The keyword for tonight is wonder. And I bet you guys are wondering what we're going to do, right? All right. One last thing here really quickly, pulling up my video so that I can see all you guys' comments and I can say hi to all of my friends. How is everybody doing today? Oh my goodness. Hello, everyone. Oh, let's see if I can make this work. I'm smiling big in case he puts me in a weird face that I got to look at the entire time, y'all. Oh, no, I still got a weird face. Oh, no. Oh, no. Hi, Callie. How are you doing? All right. Wonder is the keyword. Hi, Lori. Hi, Karen. Hello, Teresa. Now my back is itchy. Oh, my goodness. Hi, Lisa. Hello, Lynn and Lori. Hello, Teresa. Hi, Elizabeth. Hello, Lynn. Thanks for sprinkling. Hi, Shannon. Hello, Kelly. Hi, Linda. You're awake. Yay. Hello, Joanne and Linda. No notifications. I don't get it. I don't get it. I have looked at everything and I cannot figure out why the notifications don't come. And what's going on. I have looked every which way. I've made sure that you guys are all still subscribed. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Facebook is a crapshoot right now, and I don't know how to fix it. Hi, Carol. Hello, Vicky. Hi, all my friends. Hi, Colleen. Thank you. All right, so you guys, this project is going to be amazing. It's going to turn out so great. I'm so excited for it. But it did take quite a bit of prep time for me to get the idea together and just to get all the supplies together. Hi, Dee Dee. So, we're going to start off tonight with some different surfaces. Now, here's the thing. Oh, no, Linda, take cover. Ooh. Two of these surfaces we still have in stock. These are the chalks, the simple squares in the chalk site. Chalk, yeah, that right there. I forget what it's called all of a sudden. We're going to use one of these tonight. And then I just have some random other shapes that I've had in my craft stash here. These, I believe I got at Hobby Lobby. They are just rectangles. And they're fairly thick from what I can see here. I think that's only one. Yep. I have 4 of these that we're going to use. So that's 5. And then this is a previous Chalk Couture surface, y'all. But we don't have these anymore. They were open packages left in my stash. We're going to use them up tonight because I needed something this size. Now, I am sure that as you guys get creative and you look around your craft space, you're going to find things like this. Maybe you've got some wood pieces laying around that you can use. Maybe you can cut them out of cardboard. Use your imagination and do what you can with what you've got. I'm going to use what I've got tonight because I've got these and I don't want them just sitting in there forever, never being used, okay? Hello, Shelly. Hi, Christina. So, y'all, we're actually not going to paint those tonight. Thank you, Karen. We are going to go ahead and go right to Mod Podge, and we're going to add some paper to each of those for a really beautiful design. Hi, Kathy. So, I found a really cute paper pad at the Walmart, y'all. This one right here is called Cozy Cottage Paper Pad. Now, listen, once again, I am 100% sure that you guys, if you're anything like me, have got more scrapbook paper than you know what to do with. Please don't go out and buy a whole new pad of scrapbook paper until you've looked through what you've got and see if you can find stuff that you can use, because this is a perfect opportunity to use up some of that scrapbook paper or napkins or things that you already have in order to make this project, okay? Ah, Carol, yay! Hi, Ray. Hello, thank you. So this one right here, what I love about this, though, is that it does have a whole bunch of designs and they all coordinate. So we're going to pick out 7 of these tonight because each one of these pieces is going to get a different piece of scrapbook paper. Bear with me, y'all. We're going to make this fast, but it's going to be absolutely adorable. Thank you, Brenda. You just picked this one up. Oh my gosh, Annette. There you go. And this is fairly thin paper too, so it's pretty good for Mod Podging because you're not going to have to worry about it being so thick that it's hard to sand around the edges. Oh, thank you. This one right here looks a little bit too Western for what I'm going for tonight. This one's a maybe. That one's a maybe. We're definitely going to do this one. Thank you, Pam. Let's see here. I think this is a definite. Hi, Wanda K. 1, 2, 3. This is a definite. 4. And they're all going to coordinate, y'all. Maybe we won't do that one. We're going to do this one. 5. Oh, I didn't see this one. Ooh. Oh, I'm changing my mind all of a sudden because I see this one. I love that one. Let's see here. Maybe we won't do the pinks. Let me just look. Let's do not pinks. That way we're going more gender neutral with this. What we are going to do is some nursery themed stuff. So you guys, let me see a heart in the comment. Let me see a hearts fly. If you are a grandma or a great grandma or a mom. Hi, Noemi. And you know what? If you have got a baby in your life right now, now I just did that. Holy moly. This has got so many great ones. I didn't see this one either. Oh, good gravy. This is going to be hard to choose. Hold on, you guys. I'm going through all of this because there's more goodness in here than I even imagined. There's so much goodness in here. Ooh. Okay. Your Mimi? Yeah, let's see. All those hearts. So you guys know when there's a baby coming or when there's a baby around, then you definitely are going to need a gift for mom and a gift for baby, right? So this is going to be like the perfect baby shower gift. Come on now, every time I flip through here, I found even more stuff that I like so much. Ah! Oh! Oh, goodness gracious. Wow, this is hard to choose. Ooh. Okay, listen, I'm struggling here with my idea because there are so many good ones. And this is getting harder by the second. How many do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4. We only have 5? 6. 6. We have 6. We need one more that's like a flowery pattern. One more that's like a flowery pattern. That's what we need. But we don't want to do the pink. And then I pull one up that's super cute and it's pink. Holy moly. See, I should have thought this out first, huh? There's just so many good ones. This is hard. But see, now I'm losing my mind. 19 grandchildren, 7 great-grands. Oh my goodness. So you've been to a baby shower or two, huh? Hi, hello, Linda. All right, we're going to do this one right here. We're going to do 1, 2. Those go great. This one, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, 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 yes. And I think I might grab that blue one back there and not instead of this one. See, this is how I work, you guys. This is my mindset in overdrive right now. Yeah, we're going to grab... No! Give me a green one. Give me a green one. Okay, we're going to grab this one. We're going to grab this one. Okay, I think I got my color scheme now. I think I got all my schemes going on here. This is now going to be gender neutral. No pinks in it, okay? It's all greens and grays and yeah. There we go. Okay, I think I figured it out. There's so many good ones. You can make so many color combinations with this. So, y'all, that's why I'm saying scrapbook paper. Scrapbook paper is amazing, and you can find so many different things. You can't decide with one book, how am I supposed to... Exactly, Frankie. You don't need more scrapbook paper. You probably have plenty. You just got to pick out whichever ones you want. And I'm not even going to... You guys, it doesn't matter to me which one goes on which. And so I'm just going to go ahead and take this here. And just real quick with a pencil... mark around it just so that I'm not over cutting and cutting way too much paper. That way we'll have less to sand off and it'll make things a little bit easier, okay? The name of that book is Cozy Cottage and it's from Walmart. It's from the Walmart and I just picked it up even though I didn't need any more scrapbook paper. I fell in love with that paper pad. And then when I saw it sitting here, not yet put away with the rest of my scrapbook paper today, I was like, I have to do something with that tonight. Because I bought it for a reason. I didn't buy it just for it to go in with the rest of my scrapbook paper that I haven't used up yet. All right, so there's that one. And we're just going to flip these over. Kind of give it a rough estimate and cut where it goes. And I'm just going to put paper on top of surface as we go along. You haven't bought any new scrapbook paper in years. You're more of a napkin person though, right? And you can totally use napkins for this. Let's say you found some spring napkins that you really love. You can do that as well. Napkins work just as well for decoupage. But if you decide to use napkins, I do recommend that you paint your surface first. Because you're gonna see the color of the surface through a napkin because they're really, really thin. Hi, Wendy. And you guys, honestly, this is probably a process. See, all this stuff I sit here and I'm like, what can I do ahead of time to save a little bit of time on my live? And the truth of the matter is, y'all, there's very little that I do ahead of time because I just keep thinking, they don't want me to have all of this stuff prepped because they want to see the entire thing done from start to finish. They don't want me to skip steps and go, oh, and you know, I did this off my live and I painted this before. You're right, I bought it just in case. But you guys tell me, do you want to see all the projects start to finish or do you want me to have all of this crap already together? I say crap with the most respect, you guys. Do you guys want me to have all this stuff already ready together and then it's just kind of slap it together and we're done? Start to finish for sure. Okay, good. Good. Because that's the way I like to do things. Start to finish. And then you guys can see if I made any mistakes because I can't cover them up when I'm live doing the entire thing start to finish. I just can't cover it up. Hi, Donna. Everybody's saying start to finish. Okay. We've got 3 more pieces of paper to cut. I try to move as quickly as I can, especially on projects like this where I know it's going to take some time. But I'm hoping we can have 7 amazing pieces of wall decor done in an hour and a half. That's my goal. An entire set. You guys all want to see start to finish. I love that. I love that. So, Listen, y'all. I gotta tell you something that happened the other day, because I tell you guys everything, right? Are you guys ready for this? I was checking my notifications the other day. And I get notifications for a lot of things. And I also get a notification every time somebody is watching my replay and they comment on one of my videos. Okay? You guys, I got another one the other day. I got another one. Another person who commented on my video that I chit-chat too much, get on with the project. And none of you guys probably saw that text, that reply, because I got thinking about this. And believe me, I thought about this for a minute to try to figure out what I should do. And I typed out this big long response. Y'all, I did. I typed it out. And I sat on it. And I sat on it. And I thought about it, and I thought about it. Y'all, I did. I thought about it. And you know what I decided? And then I also thought, I decided not to respond. I decided not to respond, you guys. Because that's what they want. They're fishing for you to respond to them. They want attention. That's attention seeking when you're coming on somebody's live and you're telling them to shut up. You're just attention seeking, in my opinion. If all you want is attention, I'm not feeding into that. And then I thought, maybe I should leave it there. Maybe I should leave it there, because as soon as all of you guys see that comment, that person's going to regret it. That's what I thought. I thought, oh man, if only this person knew who she was talking to and knew the kind of relationship that she had with the people who watch, she would not have put that on my page. She just wouldn't have. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna hide the comment. I'm not gonna let that go. I'm not gonna let people jump all over her. I'm not. Exactly, right? It's a free tutorial. Anybody can watch this. If they don't like what I'm doing, and it's a replay, scroll past the beginning if you don't like the chit chat, right? Or put it on mute. Don't listen at all if you don't like the chit chat. But I was like, you know what? Here's something that really bothers me in the crafting community. And I'm going to speak my mind here right now, you guys. I have always told y'all that this is a safe space, right? It's a safe space, and I don't want any negativity. And if I were to have responded, then I would have been negative. And if I would have let it go for you guys to respond, that's bringing negativity to my page. So we're just feeding into what she wanted, right? To fill this space with negative energy. I don't want that. I also will never, ever, ever screenshot somebody's rude comment and post it on my page on blast. I think that that's very rude. I think that that's very untasteful. And I think that doing that reflects more on the person who runs the business than it does on the person who made the comment, personally. Now, if you're one of those people who blast people on your page, that's your page. You do what you want to do, and if you feel the need to defend yourself, you go right ahead. More power to you. You'll never see that here, y'all. I won't do it. So, you guys, please, if you ever see a comment like that that's rude, that I have missed, I would appreciate if you just screenshot that, bring it to my attention, send me a message so that I can find it and I can remove it before it escalates into more negative energy, because that's the last thing that I want here. I want for you guys to be able to come here to have a good time, to enjoy yourselves, and to just have this be a happy space, okay? So there's my chit chat for the day. There it is. That's how I feel about that. I don't have any mods. Nope. I just go through and I asked you guys for help in areas like that. And I try to moderate it as best as I can. But it's so few and far between that I don't really worry about hiring somebody to take care of my, to moderate my page. But I just wanted to let you guys know that story, because that's, obviously I was upset. And I wanted to rebel, and I typed it all out, but I was like, listen, calm, cool, collected, keep yourself together. Thank you, Carrie. And you guys, I encourage you to do the same. If you see anything like that on somebody else's page, please don't engage. Don't engage. Because what you're telling them is that that's the kind of material that you like, and that's what you want to see, and that's why they posted it. They're posting it for engagement, and I won't do that. All right, I'm just telling you guys a story. Oh, thank you, Paula. Appreciate that. All right, you guys, we're going to use Mod Podge. I'm just throwing some down on here. I'm hoping I don't run out in this container, but I do have more. I know, anytime anybody's been rude on my live, someone on here has come in and just kind of told them off. And you know what? Yeah, reply and go, Laura, this person's being mean. Oh, I didn't do this yet. Let me do this. Exactly, Wendy. It does too. Sometimes just typing that reply is really all that you need to just sit with it and just figure out in your head what's the mature thing to do? What's the right thing to do? How do I want to present myself at this point in time, and how is my response going to reflect on who I am as a person and the kind of business I want to run? And that's just kind of how I felt about that, okay? All right, you guys, there's our first piece, Mod Podge. So I'm just going to set that aside for a sec, and I'm going to do the second one real quick. Tracy, you guys, I am so sorry that I don't say how beautiful all your work is all the time. I try. You guys are amazing at everything that you do. Yeah, see? Thank you. I agree. You watch somebody post something like that and you quit watching, because it speaks more about them. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, I do go back to the doctor again. Being nice is hard to do. Sure is. I do go back to the doctor again on Thursday, and he's going to do another blood draw just to check and make sure that my levels of everything are good. And then he's going to do like a weight check and all of that kind of stuff. And tell me if there's anything that I need, that I should be doing differently, any of that kind of stuff. So hopefully, absolutely, there is enough negativity in this world. As I was leaving, I told the clerk, have a nice day. Her reply to me was, don't tell me what to do. Seriously? Let the manager know about this, and told her the exact same thing. Too much. Oh my gosh. Tell her, bless your little heart. Yeah. Bless your heart. Exactly. I just hid the comment, though, you guys. I didn't boot her out or anything, and if she comes back and she's kinder, then her comments will be seen by all. You're going to the doctor on Thursday, too, and making the same shirt? So I did take Evan to the doctor today. Poor little guy has been having some hearing issues lately. And it's been a couple of months where he's just got this like wax buildup in his ears. And it's to the point where it gets so blocked that he can't hear out of his left ear. And so I made an appointment last week for him to go to the doctor so we can get it checked out and get it just flushed, right? Thoroughly flushed. Thank you so much. And so I took him to the doctor today, and apparently I got a lot of it, y'all. But what's left is so deep she couldn't do anything and had to refer us to an ENT. got our referral, you guys. And the specialist called. And they said, sure thing, we can do an ear flush on him. The soonest we can get him in is June 16th. June 16th, you guys, to flush this kid's ear. I'm like, schedule me, but I think I'm going to shop around. I talked to my aunt, and she said that it's hereditary in our family, that my grandpa was the same way. So, all right, you guys, now we're just taking a piece of parchment paper right over top of that Mod Podge that's dry. And we're going to just make sure we get our edges really, really well. And we're going over this with some heat to secure that paper right to that surface that we have, okay? And make sure that your edges, that it's on there straight and your edges aren't poking out the side. I've done that on occasion and not had it straight enough. And then we're going to let this cool. Okay, we got plenty of pieces to do that we can let that cool all the way before we even try to do any kind of sanding on here. See, again, I almost missed my edge on that side. So make sure it's completely covered. You used to have yours flushed all the time. So, Tracy, I won't use the candles. But I do have a kit that I've been using with him that's like this oil that you put in his ears. You let him lay on his side for 10 minutes. And then after you do the oil, then there's like a saline spray that you spray into the ear to get the oil out with the wax. And then that drains into like a cup from the saline spray. And then there's a very soft silicone bulb syringe that you can use to suck out anything that's left in there. And that's what we've been doing. And I've been trying to be diligent about it and staying on top of it. And I've done really good, the doctor said. What's left in there is deep down in it. I can't possibly get it myself. She couldn't get it. But she said I'm doing an excellent job. You guys. But we just have to wait to get it flushed out thoroughly so I can get a handle on it. 34, and he has to get flushed twice a year. Massive wax since he was 4 months old. Oh my goodness. So it's looking like that's probably going to be what it is for him. He's probably going to have it every 6 months or so, go in there and just have that flushed out. And hopefully, if we just schedule his next appointment while we're at the ENT this time, we won't have to do this 2-month wait for an appointment when it's ready. And we can just keep the poor kid in good health and in good hearing. I'll tell you what, when you have multiple kids, your mom would do a process like that with yours too. It's probably the best thing for it. Because then you're not putting anything down in there that shouldn't be in there, and it's like it's the way you're supposed to. I've heard things about the wax candles, but the whole idea of having to light a candle in your ear, no thank you. Because I've also heard bad things about those. And I am not about to experiment with them for the first time on my 8-year-old son. Warm olive oil and a cotton swab. That I would be willing to do. But does it need to be smooth or robust olive oil? Is there a difference, Linda? Because I have both. All right, I just want to make sure that I got all my edges here really good with the Mod Podge. 5 years old, 1-year-old had tubes in the ear. So I'm so glad that my kids didn't have to have tubes. They did get chronic ear infections when they were younger, and the doctor had mentioned it. But I did some research on it, and it was like when your kids are really young, their ear canals are actually shaped differently. They're at an angle. And so everything that I could see on the research was like, a lot of the times that's what's the cause of the infection, and that they don't need tubes or how did they say it? That they'll grow out of that because the tubes in their ears will correct themselves and go straight where they're at an angle when they're younger, so the stuff drains in. I don't know. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to wait and see if this just kind of resolves itself over time. And it did. It did. Boiled their ears out with water and peroxide. No judgment from me. I just don't, I'm scared. I'd rather just take them to an ENT. You got sick and they wouldn't do the surgery. So did you outgrow whatever was going on with you then? Because that does happen for some kids. Y'all, I probably should have just, like, done it this way instead. No, because then I'm getting Mod Podge all over my hands. I totally just got Mod Podge all over my hands. All right, we got 2 more that we're doing. We'll see how many of these babies we can get done tonight. Hopefully we can get them all, because this is, honestly, you guys, this right here is probably the second most time-consuming thing of the night, okay? Don't turn off on me. I'm not done with you. I didn't ask you to turn off. Oh, that's... Use a dropper, 2 to 3 drops, warm it in the stove. Place a small amount on your wrist for temperature like you do with a baby bottle. I didn't dry these. You're right, I didn't. These squares, I think they were from Hobby Lobby. They were either Hobby Lobby or Michael's, but I don't remember. Well, they're dry now. Surely they're dry now. I'm going for it because I'm chit-chatty tonight. Like I said, you guys, with him, it's so deep down in there that this doctor wouldn't even do anything for him except for refer him. So I don't want to try anything else over the counter except what I've been doing, just to try to keep it from getting worse in the meantime. Oh no! What was that? Medical community is all overstretched thin and long wait for... Yeah, I understand that. Ear infections till I finally grow out of it. I swear I need my ears flushed now. I know I didn't dry my Dodge on those ones. I should have dried my Dodge, but it's good. Those ones they'll be fine. We're gonna wait for them to cool down though. Okay. Here we go. Let's do it again. This time we're gonna dry the Dodge. The Mod Podge. I know what you meant, Leah, but I'm in a quirky mood tonight, so he was feeling fine when I took him. Because last week he couldn't hear out of it, and that's when I did all the thing, all of that mess again, the whole process again for the second time in 2 weeks. And when it built back up again so quickly, that's when you're right, my hot air blow dried it. Jackie, you're right. When I had to clean them out for the second time in 2 weeks and it just got that bad so fast, that's when I decided it was time to call a doctor. But I just cleaned them out last week and she said that they still looked good today. So he wasn't in any pain or anything. I was just like, dude, we need to go. This is becoming a pain in the butt for your mother. So let's go have this taken care of so it doesn't happen anymore. Because I'm tired of dealing with it. And this is gross. It's Leah, I'm just picking fun at ya. Your children did a few times. Dale's put a kidney bean in his nose. Oh my gosh. And had to go to the doctor for that. I'm trying not to get this all over my fingers. All right, I will dry these ones. That's a good idea, Wendy. Just put the more drops in it every couple of days just to keep it. Yeah. And I made him take a tub today, and I was like, listen, dude. This time when you take a tub, you actually have to get in there and like put your head in the water and like do one of these things with your ears and try to loosen some of that wax up. Because that boy is one of the dunk real fast. He still tubs, you guys. He doesn't take showers. He's one of those dunk your head real fast, put the soap in there, and then dunk it again, and just to get the soap out. And he hardly ever gets his ears clean. What's crazy is that once the pool is opened, that's probably when his ears are going to be crystal clean again. Because we'll be in the water all the time. And diving and everything else, and my pool's going to be filled with my son's earwax. Oh, shucks. I didn't have it lined up right. There we go. That's better. You guys, after this, we only got one more. Your son, oh, he still ended up losing some of his hearing. Oh, no. Okay. This didn't take that long. Turn back on. It's still hot. Okay. As we get closer to the end, I might. Okay, Sandy. As we get closer to the end, you guys, I can tell you right now, we're going to do as much of this project as we can until 11 o'clock. We have an hour to keep going. I'm hoping it's not going to take that long to do all of these. However, 11 o'clock is officially my stop time because I do have 2 kids in school. And I do have to get up in the morning. So done or not, that's as far as we go. All right, this one has some air bubbles. So hopefully I can work these out without wrinkling the paper. We're just going to go from one side to the other side, ironing this down. And try to push those air bubbles out of here. Oh, we did good. Okay, good. Need a refill? You guys, I'm not even going to sand these. We're just going to cut the extra paper around it because I don't need to sand it. I just thought about that. I don't have to use a sander. I don't. I thought I felt a bubble though. Nope. Okay, one more. Last one, y'all. Hang out for a bit. We got good ideas tonight. We got great ideas tonight. Last one. This is that simple shape, you guys. The from the chalk spot. So all we're doing, lay your Mod Podge down. Make sure you cover all the surfaces, especially your edge. This is a Mod Podge brush. You can get these wherever they sell Mod Podge. They're fantastic. You can also get them on Amazon, but the ones on Amazon are not as good. Roseanne, we're doing nursery decor today, and I think you're going to love this idea. And even if not for nursery, I think that there's... even if you don't like the transfer that I'm using and don't want to do it for nursery, I think you're going to love the idea in and of itself. And you could create so many projects with this. Hi, Jean. With this idea, this simple idea. All right. Last one. Wonder is the key word for those of you who'd like the supply list for tonight. Here we go. What are some chores that children need to do weekly? My kids? call me out for being a bad mom right now. Oh, my kids don't do anything. And they should, and I know that they should, but they don't. Heck, just getting my son to take a bath today was, they're just wasting my time. Y'all, it's a different world we live in these days. You haven't tried Mod Podge, even though you bought, girl, Mod Podge is like your best friend. It is your best friend. I love to Mod Podge. I think it's so easy and it's so fun and it's so decorative. And just, yes, I love to Mod Podge. So much fun. Thank you, Jean. All right, here we go. Now we're going to flip these over. That way the hottest one is on the bottom, right? And instead of sanding these, you guys, because sanding them is going to take longer. And I really don't need to. Unless I can't find what I need right now, then sanding them is going to be quicker. It's right there in front of my face. I found it. Okay, here we go. Why don't they? Because I'm a lazy parent. Oh, Jackie, because it's so hard with the schedule that we have to just make things work. It just is. And I know my kids should be on chores and doing things to help out. And they do when there's an incentive to do so. But, you know, they'll do simple stuff like when I do the laundry, I just take their baskets to their room and I'm like, listen, I do have this, you guys. When I do their laundry, wash, dry, fold, put it all in a basket and take it to their room. And then if the basket is not returned to me by next week when I do the laundry again, then their dirty clothes don't get washed. Like, you need to take care of your stuff. And I need my basket back. And they've done dishes and they help out around the yard with their dad and stuff like that. But as far as like a set chore list and we don't have that in my house. I've tried. Trust me, I've tried. And then they get distracted and I get distracted. And then there's a meeting that I gotta be on, and then John doesn't get home from work in time, and it's just life always gets to us. Okay, you guys, we're just cutting off the extra instead of trying to do the other way. Instead of sanding it, we don't really have to have like those perfect edges. We just need this close enough because we're gonna make an edge tonight. And I think you guys are going to love the idea that I've got for an edge for this. But you got to wait to see what I'm doing. This is just a regular X-Acto knife. That's all. It just came in a kit from Michael's. John got it for me for Christmas. And it's got a whole bunch of different blades with it. And it's fancy. But it doesn't cut any different than any other X-Acto knife. Was that Winnie? Oh, they feed the dog. Clearing the dinner table. They always had to put away their clothes and empty the dishwasher. They do stuff, you guys. There was something under that. But at the same time, it's like, you know, when it's 75 degrees out for the first day in forever here in Michigan, I don't want him to be inside cleaning his room. I want him to be outside on a day like today playing basketball with the neighborhood kids and running around in the backyard hitting golf balls and playing catch with his dad and learning how to hit a golf club or how to hit a golf ball with a golf club. I want him to be out there, carrying wood to the fire pit with his dad, and I want him to be doing those things when it's nice outside, because he's been cooped up in this house with me for 6 months. And we're all going a little bit stir crazy around here. He's happier at night. He sleeps better at night when he's running his butt off outside than he is when he's stuck inside and he's emptying the dishwasher. Y'all don't judge. This morning, he woke up early, and when the kids that I watch in the morning came over, he was already ready for school, so the boys went outside and played basketball this morning before school started, and I was like, that's awesome. I did have to go out there twice to get the ball because it went too close to the road, though, and they're not allowed to go out by the road. All right, we're almost done here. I've only got one more piece. I know that this is a lot of pieces that we're doing, but I have a feeling you guys have already guessed what transfer we're going to use on this based on the keyword being wonder. And let's say you don't want to do these all at one time. You don't need to. You can do one, come back and do another one the next day. You can just do one if it's just a certain theme that fits for you. Or maybe you don't like this project at all and you're like, no, I'm not doing that one. Whichever works. Okay, I can cut that edge. Did my comments stop? You guys, my comments stopped. Oh my gosh, you are still talking. Hi, Karen. I think I had a freezing issue because my things stopped. My comments stopped. Yes, I'm doing wood critters. Doing wood critters. And then when my house just gets too bad that I can't handle it anymore, I call this lady named Bonnie and she comes and she cleans it for me. And we start the mess all over again. Okay, y'all, we got them all cut now. You see comments, Karen, Pam, I don't know what just happened there, but mine just stopped. My comments froze for a second, and then I look up and it was like, my scroll bar was way up here and it should have been all the way at the bottom. Okay, scraps are cut off. And we now have all of our beautiful surface pieces. Now, you guys, look at how cute these are going to look together. Oh my word, I love our color choices. I love how this looks. Gorgeous! Okay, so I have over here, we are going to be using the Woodland Wonder. Woodland Wonder is the name of it. It's so adorable. It's got all of these cute little, a bear and a goose and a fox and a frog and a rabbit and a squirrel. And I think that that's a badger. It might be a wolverine. Could be a skunk. But I don't think it's a skunk. I think it's a badger or a wolverine. It's one of those things. It doesn't say. Use your imagination. We're going to use that one tonight. So I went ahead and grabbed some watercolor paper. And what I did with this is I first thought about the two biggest ones that are on there. This is 2 pieces of watercolor paper. The bear and the goose. They are the biggest ones that we've got. And so I started off making sure that my first piece of paper was big enough to go all the way around that bear and then some. And I labeled these. And then I did the same with the goose and made sure I had lots of extra space on all of them. Okay. You were wondering what to do for your great-granddaughter or was that granddaughter or grandson's room? Great-granddaughter's room. You'll love this then. You will love this. So all of these pieces have got a label on them with the name so that I know that they're going to fit the animal. Okay. And some of them are going to be too big. That's okay. We're going to work on that. All right. And one thing that I do need to make sure that I do now is to make sure that I have got the right size for each one. So I think that the frog is going to be the one that goes on this one, which is that piece of paper there, because he's the smallest. The two biggest ones are the goose and the bear. Those are going to go on the big ones. And then all of the other ones can go on these. Okay, so now we've got, you vote for skunk? Thank you, Sandy. You vote for skunk. So now we've got them kind of all laid out where we're going to want them. Spine document AM. 5 bulging discs. Fell off a ladder. Bro, oh my gosh, Leah, I hope you're... I hope they're able to do something to help you out. That sounds really painful. Really painful. All right, y'all. We're going to go ahead and we're going to get started on these. So I've got these all laid out. I've got the right piece of paper on each one so that we know what's going to go where. We're going to start with that goose. And I have decided that I want to mix the color tonight because, you guys, that's what I do. I mix colors. It's my favorite thing. I like to make my own custom color. So we're using grays here. There's also a little bit of browns going on. We've got some greens going on. It's woodland theme. And so I thought, let's go ahead and make these gray. And we're not going to color them in. They're going to be, the animal itself is going to be just, for lack of better, this color and the background color, okay? We're not going to color them in. So we're going to take some storm gray. This is going to be our primary color here. Hopefully I have enough of this. Storm gray. That ought to be enough of what I'm mixing with it. You did the bear on one? Oh, you used it for a onesie. We're going to mix storm gray with a little bit of espresso to darken it up and give it a little bit of a brown tone with that gray. Hopefully I didn't just make it, nope, I didn't make it too brown. Until I mix more brown in. Let's see. I just want a little bit of a brownish tint to that gray. Not too terribly much. That's better. So it's still gray, but it's now a brownish gray instead of being that more blue-hued gray or a true gray. I feel like that's going to go better with that woodland look. And then we're going to darken this up even more by adding a smidge of black. Now, when you're adding black, you guys, I kid you not, you're going to add literally a smidge at a time. And no more than a smidge. Because it will darken fast when you add black. All right, I think I want to go even darker than that. I think. Yeah, I want to go a little darker still. Little darker still. There we go. I think I'm going to get there now. All right. That's a really, really, really good color. Once I get that all mixed in. Little bit of espresso. 2 smidges of black. And a lot of storm. And you end up with this really great woodland brown. You're welcome, Nancy. I hope that you love this idea when you see it done. Now this next step should go really fast, y'all. Really fast. Let's just hope that we've got enough paint mix there to do all of it. Yeah, girl. Ask and you shall receive. That's how it goes. I am listening and paying attention, and I'm reading and driving at the same time. At least the best that I can. Until my comments stop scrolling. Okay, here we go. We do need to make sure we use surface wax on each one of these. We're going to start with that goose. This is watercolor paper. You need to wax your paper first. Your transfer is going to stick like crazy whether you wax or not. So the trick to doing paper like this, keep in mind, you guys, paper is absorbent. It is going to absorb that paste really quickly. It's going to dry it very quickly, with or without your wax on there. And so in order to get a perfect design, you need to work quickly. You need to work quickly. Now, if you're going to color in these animals, you're not going to wax. You're just going to fuzz like crazy and work fast. Okay? All right, let's pull this baby out. Let's pull this baby out. And grab out a fuzzing cloth here. Are we ready? Your ads tonight. More ads than usual. I thought I turned off ads on my lives. I didn't know I had ads. Gosh, you guys, I tell you what. I apparently don't spend enough time trying to figure out what Facebook keeps changing on me. Wish they'd just send me an email. I probably do, and I probably send it to my junk folder. All right, a really, really, really good fuzz on here. And this one here is Goose. Goose. Carol says she doesn't see ads. I don't see it. I'm so confused. I'm so confused. We're going to put our goose right down there on our paper. Lay it right where you want it to be. I'm going to put it as close to the center as I can get it. Make sure I'm pressing down on that goose. And then we're going to come back in with our squeegee and our color, and we're going to do this quickly. Okay? We're going to do this quickly as we can to cover that goose with our color. We're going to do some of those flowers too that go with the goose. And we're going to pull this baby up fast before it has a chance to dry, okay? Y'all, it doesn't need color. That is gorgeous just as it is. I love it. Oh my goodness. And we're going to let that dry. All right, next one up, let's do the frog. The frog is next over from the goose. Okay, so same thing. Wax our paper really well. Remember, I cut my paper big for a reason. Buff it off. We're going to lay our frog down on here right in the middle. And I'm kind of holding up on the goose just so that that doesn't get paste on my piece of paper here. And we're going to do the frog really fast, just like we did the goose really fast. These are all going to be in the same color. Every one of them, same color. And just pulling that up really quickly. And there's the cute little frog. This is just regular watercolor paper. Regular old watercolor paper. You guys see how that color's not black, but it's not gray and it's not brown? It's like this perfect dark gray color. That's what I was going for. Completely what I was going for. All right, next over is the fox. Regular old watercolor paper, you guys. And all of that is in the supply list. And if you want the supply list that we're using tonight, you can just type in the word wonder and then check in your messenger. And I'm going to send you a message and then it's going to say supply list and more. And you're going to click that button that says supply list and more. And that's going to give you my list of supplies, okay? Frankenmuth is flooding. Denise, we didn't get rain for the last couple of days like it was supposed to. It rained last night, but not enough to flood us. I do know that the creek here in town was flooded last week, but we didn't get any flooding. It all went north of us, which makes sense for it to be in Frankenmuth. All right, you guys, this is Fox. This is Fox. Fox is going to go right in the middle as close as we can get. Holding up the frog, so hopefully he doesn't transfer anything onto our fox. And just putting that paste right through and then pulling up. Why did I wait so long to do this transfer? I love this project so much already. And my mind has everything in it going on that's going to finish these off. Oh my goodness! Okay, there's the fox. I'm super excited now. I'm getting more and more excited with every minute that every one of these that we get done. Okay, next we are going to do, let's do the squirrel. I heard up north was really bad. Our squirrel. Wax and buff. And then paste and pull. Wax and buff, paste and pull. Wax and buff, paste and pull. All right, I'm going to load up my squeegee now with even more. Just to make sure that I'm good and I don't have to try to dig more paste out once I get him laid down. How do you clean the waxing pads? So you can boil them to clean them with a little bit of Dawn dish soap. But honestly, y'all, they're so inexpensive that I have like 6 of them and I wait until I got all of them dirty before I clean them. Or I'll just add some more to my order because they're kind of a pain to clean. I certainly don't clean it every time. Like every time I change my jar, I might clean it. Or I might get a clean one, but that's about it. Don't worry about whether or not this is straight on this paper either, you guys. Don't judge me if it's not straight, because I got to work around for that. Ooh, I almost wasn't careful enough and almost got some of the flowers that go with the rabbit on accident, but I did not. Oh yeah, water and wax don't work, don't mix. So you're going to have to hot water and boil it. All right, there's our squirrel. Squirrel! Willow's going to come running if she hears me say squirrel. There's the squirrel. So stinking cute. I'm loving all of these. Next is going to be the rabbit. The rabbit. Yeah, that soap and wax don't mix. Is that what not what I said? See, I can't think. Not soap. Water and wax don't mix. Ah! Water and wax don't mix. Unless so you got to boil the wax out of there and make it float in the water. And you use a little bit of soap in it just to help break the surface tension of the water. All right. Here comes the rabbit. Here comes a little cottontail. I love this sweet little bow that they've got on this basket that he's in. Oh! Ooh, almost got the bear's ear there with that extra paste that was on my squeegee. So sweet. Checking my fingers each time. There's the rabbit. Trevor said it earlier, and then they got to oh my gosh. All right, we're going to do the badger, and then we're going to do the bear. So the badger is going to be the only one. Yep, it's the same way. That's exactly how I would put on the wood, too. Yep. The transfers are so easy to use. Did I not buff the wax on the last one? Oh, see? I thought I did. Maybe you blinked. Maybe you blinked and missed it. I didn't think I missed any steps. So maybe I did. All right, here comes the badger. Or the wolverine. Or whatever you believe this animal down here to be is what it is. I thought I was hearing sirens because you guys were talking about tornadoes, but it's just a motorcycle. It's not tornadoes. No, that's definitely the siren. Y'all. Unless somebody's doing wheelies out there. Okay, I'm going to be careful with this badger guy because I want to use this flower here for him, but I want to use a different flower right there for the bear. No, I don't. I'm not going to use that one flower down there. It's going to make the bear too wide. Okay, it was motorcycles. They're just driving like crazy people. Now I know I've got paste on my fingers. Without a doubt. All right, there's the badger guy. Or whatever you call that thing. Sometimes it's just hard to tell if it's a motorcycle or what's going on. They ride like crazy people around here. There was a teenager, you guys, this afternoon, as I was leaving to take, well, this morning, as I was leaving to take Evan to the doctor. There was a kid going down my road on a dirt bike, doing a wheelie, and he was going from white line to yellow line and like zigzagging in the road, doing a wheelie on a dirt bike. That ain't happening with my kids. I'll tell you that right now. All right. Last one to wax. This one's going to be our bear. Wax and buff. It was motorcycles, you guys, I think. Whatever it was, it's not going anymore. And we're going to put our bear down on here. Bear reading a book. This is so cute. This is perfect nursery decor, you guys. Perfect nursery decor. Oh, I'm going to get my fingers in the paste again because it's all over the squeegee this time. And I've lost comments, so give me a second, you guys, to pull those back up. It gets harder and harder with each one because you're trying to hold all the other pieces off the board. And your transfer is just so dirty. Exactly. And I think it was the little boy who comes over here, and at least the last couple of years, we've let him mow our ditch. And John's been paying him $15 just for the ditch, you guys. Just for the ditch, every other week, only the ditch, $15. And this year the kid comes back and he wants to renegotiate the terms. And he wants us to pay him $25 just to do the ditch. John's like, nope, listen, the only reason I gave you $15 the last couple of years to do the ditch was because I was trying to help you out. I can do my own ditch. So the kid just lost a job over trying to haggle and get a little bit more money. It ain't that big of a ditch. Having issues with kids on e-bikes, several injured. Got them for Christmas gifts. Oh my goodness. Kids these days, I tell you what. All right, I'm going to spray this down with some water now because we're done with the transfer. And then I'm also, because it's still going to be a minute before we're done with this, I'm going to take my Dawn Power Wash. And I'm going to spray it down with that as well to get that to start breaking up that surface tension of the water, you guys, and pulling up some of that. And I still have lots of this color left, too. I mixed way too much. All right. These look fabulous. You'd have to clean after each animal. These look fantastic. These look fabulous. You guys, we have 15 minutes left. We're not going to be able to finish this tonight. So we're going to end up turning this into a two-parter. Okay, because I still have more I want to do, and I think we're going to have to hit a stopping point. And I think we're going to have to stop before I bring in this stuff. Sneak peek, y'all, of how we're going to finish these up. But let's see if we can't get these all dried up and at least get these on the boards before we end for tonight. Because some of you guys have to work in the morning. I've got kids to get to school in the morning. And this project is going to be worth being a two-parter. Trust my process, you guys. Trust it. A 7-piece assembly can take a couple days. 7-piece assembly. I want to make sure these are nice and dry before we go any farther, because if I don't and I smudge them, I'm going to regret it. For the grand finale, yeah, the grand finale will be tomorrow night. Okay, these are nice and dry. So what we're going to do here, we're not quite done yet, you guys. What we're going to do really quickly, is I'm going to grab out these things here, at least one of them. And this is just an easy paper ripper that you can get on Amazon. I have several of these in different ones. Cars flying down like a highway and you're on a dead-end road. That's crazy. And all we're going to do is just take our paper and we're going to rip it, okay? I like to lay mine on top and just pull up to give it that ripped effect that I really like. Okay, so now it's ripped paper on that side. We're going to do this on all 4 sides on all of these. And then I got to make sure that it's going to fit onto that piece that we've got, okay? This is why I'm saying if I didn't have it perfectly lined up, I can fix it with the ripping. And even this doesn't have to be perfect. It's just to help you to not over rip it. And it gives you that really cool effect. See, like this side right here, we're not going to go quite as far away from the edge. Whoops. And we're probably better off going this way. Whoops. I didn't hold that down well enough. Let's try that again. There we go. All right. Oh, y'all. Oh, y'all. Oh, y'all. How stinking cute does that look? Now we're gonna use Mod Podge on this, and we're gonna Mod Podge these down. I think we're gonna save them Mod Podging these for tomorrow though, and we're just gonna rip our edges real quick tonight and call it good. It's just a paper ripper. I don't know if there is a specific name for this tool, but you can find them on Amazon. They're really, really, really handy to have. But you can also just water your paper down and rip from there if that works for you. So now our rabbit, we're not taking quite as much off. I actually think it's easier to go the other way. But really press down hard. And if I, oh, nope, other way was better. It can be hard to get your fingernails under there at times, though. You guys, I'm so close to the edge on this one that I'm just going to take it and rip it. I just want that torn and tattered look to the actual paper. And you guys can do the same thing. You don't have to use the tool. You can just come in, decal edge paper cutter. You don't have to use the tool. You can just come in and rip the paper if you don't want to use the tool. But it is available on Amazon if you want that thing. I'm so close to the edge on this one that it's just easier to just rip it. Oh my goodness! You guys, so far, what do you think? Do you love this idea of what we have so far? Because I definitely do. See, and this one's too close to the edge too. We're just going to rip it. I think these are precious. Love them. Okay, good. Good. So you guys will come back and join me tomorrow so we can finish these up. I'm going to show you guys tomorrow. Oh my gosh. I'm going to show you tomorrow how to make a frame to go around these. And we're going to Mod Podge these down. I'm going to finish ripping them tonight. We're going to Mod Podge these down tomorrow. And then we're going to make a beautiful frame to go around these. And we're going to frame it all together so that we have a complete set you could give away as a gift and everybody is just going to love it, okay? That way, I mean, even though these are adorable and you could just stick a hanger on the back of these, there's something to me about having a frame around something that just gives it that finished look, right? And you can't always find frames that fit exactly to the surface that you're using, and you can't always find a frame that fits the transfer piece that you want to use. So this will be a way to kind of get around that, okay? So you guys come back tomorrow, and we got a couple of these kind of worked on, but not quite finished tonight. I think that they look fantastic. We're going to keep going on this tomorrow. We're going to get these finished up, and I'll see you guys back here then, okay? 9:30 Eastern Time for the finale of our nursery decor. And you guys are fantastic. If you have any questions about anything, send me a message. I do typically go to bed after I wash my transfer. And then I lay there for a little while with my phone on sleep mode until I can finally fall asleep. So I will answer them tomorrow if you guys have any questions. You guys are fantastic. I love you all so much. Thanks for watching. Thanks for joining me tonight. And I'll see you guys back here again for part 2. Okay? All right. Bye, everybody.